You're listening to Home Wizards, where we love to just make you feel good about the place you call home, inside, outside. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And, we all have too much stuff, and we talk about organization and making you feel like you're not as cluttered and so on, but how do you get rid of the stuff? I mean, it's one thing just to kind of go room by room and kind of downsize, but then when you finally have that pile of stuff that you've decided, okay, this is my go-away pile. This is my I'm getting rid of it pile. How do you get rid of it? Right?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Because spring's in the air.
And you're going to have toys. You're going to have old, plastic things from the yard. You're going to have, maybe some furniture that doesn't quite work. Do you give it to Goodwill? Do you...
Craigslist?
Do you sell it? There's so many different options out there. And I think that becomes overwhelming and paralyzing, and that leads to more inaction.
Well, and so if we got a TV, and we had this other TV. It was, and by the way, if you'd love to have the parts, I'm just kidding.
This is a TV, by the way, just so you guys know, this is a TV
the old
that
TV.
that you could literally do puppet shows in. It's so big.
It's a
huge
cave.
TV. Yeah,
it's very big and deep, and it's probably about 12 years old.
That would have been a rear projection,
it
right?
It is a rear projection,
that's right.
And it's now because of the new, what do you call it? The new way that TV is delivered, the new method that it's not up to snuff, that it's not up to the new high quality HD world, right? Because of all that, because now we want picture perfect quality, so it kind of fades in and fades out, but there's good parts. So the bottom line is, we didn't have the heart to just put it on the corner. We went, maybe there's someone who wants to buy it. So I put an ad on Craigslist. So here's one of the things. Maybe you can begin decluttering by putting things on Craigslist. And now, on Craigslist, you can take pictures of your stuff. Well, I guess you can. They've done that for quite some time. But it's easier to do it, is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to be, super computer savvy. You can just kind of drag and drop the picture of the TV, let's say, and write a little something and tell a story so that people go, oh, wow, maybe I will buy that for a few bucks,
right. And, in my neighborhood, if you put something out on the curb, especially if there's metal, because that's important. That's huge. People are recycling metal all the time. So, I put a couple of things out there that I was about to put in the dumpster, and before I knew it, they were just taken from the curb. I was like, oh, great. Well, thank you. Yeah.
And did you put a note like, this is for anybody? Welcome?
No, not even that. And there was one point where I was literally wrestling with a guy as I was putting stuff in the pickup truck to take to Goodwill, and he was like, I will take that.
No.
I was like, no, okay, you can have one of them. I guess, thank you. Again, thank you, man.
Well, the word is out that you have good stuff.
I guess so.
But isn't that a relief? Because I think that we get paralyzed thinking, well, there's nowhere where we'll end up. I mean, part of us, I think, is when we downsize, you go, well, it's still worth something. But if someone else can enjoy, whether it's just the metal and reuse it, right?
Yeah, and then I do have to say this, and I think we've talked about this before, but even if you do have the path to least resistance and you just throw everything in a dumpster and you don't go to recycling and do all that stuff, the landfills or the garbage dumps generally have their own sort of pecking order. Once they're there are people like purveyors within the dumps themselves who actually will sort through things and take them or put them in the specific piles. And so things really are handled, either A, at the point of giving them away at your own home where you take them to Goodwill. B, they get to the dump. There's like 10 different guys there who are just waiting for stuff to go through because there's some valuable things that show up every now and then, right? So really things are taken care of pretty much every step along the way. And not toxic things, though.
Right.
You definitely don't want to do that. Yeah.
Now, if you did want to post an ad on Craigslist, by the way, because let's say you have something that might be worth, I don't know, $20 or maybe it's $100 or something. Wouldn't that be nice? You could make a little money off of it too. Here's a tip. Remember to post your ad on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, because that's good enough time for the weekend,
It's the pickup thing. Exactly, because now people are going to be able to come and pick it up. You have a piano you're going to, sell for on the cheap. Well, now they can, if you post it on Thursday, good chance Saturday, Sunday, they'll be able to then get it and you're done.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Smart thinking.
And by the way, don't ever invite a stranger to your home when you're the only one, even the only adult home. Have a friend or family member just to be on the safe side when you are posting a Craigslist ad and someone's going to come and take a look at it.
I agree.
Donating games. Do you have a lot of board games?
Oh boy,
things
do I
that
ever.
You don't use anymore, like old Monopoly?
Yes, ma'am. There's a ton of them. And there's something I was thinking of doing too, making one of the walls in one of the kids' rooms like a game board wall.
Very cute. I think you should. But
if I don't, then what do I do with all that stuff? What do you
think
suggest?
you should. I think that would be
It's a cool
cute
idea, isn't it? I know.
You got to save some of them because they're kind of vintage. They're kind of kitschy, And we love the Scrabble because you can use those little trays with the letters.
That's exactly
as
right.
messages, as artwork for your table decor
sure,
or for
that could
whatever.
be on an end table, right?
Or like in a guest room, Like,
could be
really? This could have been $500 a night. Really?
Yeah.
Put that for the mother-in-law next
That's
time.
right. There you
Just
go.
a little subtle
Yeah,
message.
that's right.
You're getting in this. This really is a $500 room.
Yeah.
You're getting it for free. But no, you
Cindy and I joke because when my mother-in-law comes to town, I always put a
handsome photo of you, like
me with my
looking
thumbs
endearingly
up, on the bedside
and she's
table.
going, "Oh boy."
Oh, there he is again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gosh. But you could donate these games. I mean, you might go, "What am I doing with my 1990s version of Mario Kart and the piles of board games gathering dust?" And there's actually a website that's called Donate Games, and I checked that out. It's pretty darn cool. And when you go there, you'll find more ways to basically get rid of board games that aren't being used.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So check out Donate Games.
And then sports equipment, man, that is such a huge thing. And there's there's so many different sports, like this Replay Sports. Play Against Sports, right? And then there's another thing called Sports Gift, and you can send your own sport equipment there, and it goes to needy kids.
It's kind of like consignment,
Exactly.
Well, at least the Played Against Sports, the needy kids thing, that's a different one. But
yeah.
Played Against Sports, I think that you basically are getting a little money back.
That's right.
As they sell it, kind
That's
of a
right.
thing.
And
right?
I've actually used Played Against Sports in the past, and I've gotten some stuff that like things like weights.
Nice.
They never can really go bad. It doesn't matter if you buy them new or used. They're fine either way. So specific things like that are fine.
What about donating or even swapping clothes? Let's say you've been holding on to some of those jeans. You think, well, maybe someday I'll be able to fit into those again, or whatever. There's actually a group called the Women's Alliance, and you'll find actually has a directory of groups near you that'll accept clothing for disadvantaged and job-seeking women, which is great, especially like if you had Suits. And now, women, and I'm sure they have other comparable sites that are focused for men. But the idea is these are folks that are trying to get a job maybe for the first time in years.
Sure.
And they'd love that suit that's just sitting there for the past 10 years.
And then, with the popularity of, especially from, all the music talking about, who's the rapper that just won the Grammy? Macklemore came out with that song. About buying stuff in a recycled store, right?
Right.
So now it's hip where all the kids shop in all these trendy stores
the
that
Goodwill.
have popped up that are.
Sure.
It's one step from Goodwill and then to retail, and there's something in the middle where it's a little fancier. And they're actually buying jeans. Like I've actually taken old jeans from 10 years ago, and they'll buy them. So that's a good way to get,
So now it's fashionable is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool.
And there's value to them, so you're not just throwing them out, and you're not doing Goodwill, but you're making a couple of bucks on the jeans that were once $300 and you got $7. Wow.
Yeah, I know. And by the way, there's another really great website to check out that will tell you more about this peer-to-peer online clothing swap. How you like that? It's called ThreadUp. Like Word Up, but Thread. ThreadUp.
That's our new catchphrase for the street.
Thread up.
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance to basically upcycle your wardrobe, and you basically tell ThreadUp what you have and what you're looking for, and they will match member preferences and facilitate a swap. Isn't that kind of cool? So now not only are you donating things, but then now you can get new things from somebody else.
That's actually great.
ThreadUp.
Yeah, I like it.
How about holding a declutter event with friends and neighbors? Kind of different.
Like a whole cul-de-sac goes crazy and gets rid of their stuff.
Yeah, it is exactly.
It's a good idea.
You know what I mean? So let's say when you're watching that super game, have everyone bring some clutter with them, and then during the commercials, you're swapping the clutter.
Or the losing team gets their clothes burned. How's that?
That sounds kind of sad.
Yeah, well, we don't know who's going to win yet. Don't get sad.
I'm not sad, but
you don't have to already take sides.
I'm not taking sides.
All right.
It feels like clothes burning
burn
doesn't sound good. Anyway, holding a declutter event with neighbors and friends, I think that sounds like it could really be neat. And plus, you'll make friends
sweet.
with the neighbors.
Yeah.
You don't have to invite all of them, just the ones that you really feel comfortable letting.
Or the ones whose wardrobe you covet.
Yeah, that one, yeah, exactly. Or you go to neighborhoods where you wish they were your neighbors.
Yes.
And you say, hey, pretend that you live there.
Yeah, that's called breaking and entering.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. No. How about create a gift closet? I have a gift closet. I grew up with a hall gift closet. Do you have a gift closet?
I did. Now tell me about that, because I've heard you speak of that before. What is that?
So, I mean, not everyone has a corner or an area. If you don't, you could make it. It could be a basket or a box, a big tumbler, whatever. But basically what we have is a shallow closet where you would keep your towels and such, and I devote one area to gifts, one little shelf. And so as I'm out and about throughout the year, if I see something, I'm at a sale or whatever, I might buy two of the thing.
Oh, good idea.
Or I'll remember, Eric might like that next year. The only problem is you have to be really disciplined, because if I'm buying it for Christmas, I know that it's there. I might go, well, I want to give it to him now. And
Or maybe
you
I'm just
you
going to,
gotta wait.
you know what? Maybe I'm just going to keep
it for
that
myself.
one.
So you have to have a little bit of discipline, but that's the idea, is you have,
or it's a good place for repurposed gifts that ones you get
Regifting.
where you don't really think they're that great.
They,
but you're giving
it's
away to
brand
someone,
new.
your
It's okay. It's brand new.
Yeah.
That's okay. Hey, we're saving money and we're getting through
That's
the
right.
economy. It's
That's
all right.
right.
Anyway, we'll put all these ideas on our website, but the idea is that you can get rid of your stuff, and gosh, you might even be able to not only get downsize your stuff, but to save some space, maybe even get a little money back.
Good idea.
So, by the way, we'll put this on the website.
And I was going to say, don't forget the CDs. Boy, there's a ton of stores out there where you can repurpose and recycle all that old music.
You can.
Yeah.
And thankfully, now you can even put them in the recycle bin because they're recyclable.
That's great.
YourHomeWizards.com. Check it out. When we come back, we have more fun things to help you improve your home and improve your life. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole.